Week 5. James frowned. His little pig eyes narrowed. "Better, but not great," he said. "Show more feelings," he said. "Prove you're not a sociopath," he said. "You prove you're not a sociopath," I said, slamming the journal shut, almost as hard as my heart slammed into my ribs. "You prove it." "You don't have to call me names, James. Is making me feel worse part of your job? Part of what they teach at Probation Officer University? I don't even know what sociopath means, but I know I'm not one. I'm just a kid. I'm just a kid." These are all the words I say every day, words I never even thought about before. Trach is one. You remember that one, right? It rhymes with break and take. There's also wedge, which can mean something you shove under a door to keep it open. But in this case, it means a thing that Levi hangs on, actually hangs, with his butt in a sling made of blue jean material, a sling that has lots of super strong Velcro. He hangs on the wedge so his trach stays unobstructed. That sentence is my world now. Levi's world. Mom's world. It doesn't seem normal, but it's an everyday sentence now. So I guess that does make it normal? Normal is a word I never thought about before either, but now I think about it a lot. I haven't done my homework in so long, I can't even remember. I know this journal is not for confessing homework sins, but there you have it. Levi is too sick, even with his nurse, Marisol, and even with Mom. There aren't enough hands. Marisol has to go home at night, and Mom has to work, and my hands have to help. Instead of doing fractions, some things are more important than fractions. Hypothetically speaking, what would happen if Jose does my math homework? If I fail math, will the judge get mad? Could I go to juvie? You know what should be on math homework? Question. What is 3 plus 1? Answer. The number of hours Timothy slept last night. I met Jose when we were in 2nd grade. His family moved in 3 houses down. Jose has 4 sisters. They're all crazy. I think he likes to come to my house because it's quiet. Even with Levi's jackhammer suction machine and breathing alarms and snot bullets, my house is still quieter than a house filled with 4 sisters. Believe it. You know, the problem with babies is you can't hate them. You can try. I tried. But they have these soft, fuzzy heads. They have slurpy smiles. Even when you stick out your tongue, or make a mean face, or give them a poke with your finger, they still have slurpy smiles. It's really hard to hate a baby. Even if you think about all the times before the baby, when your dad was at home and happy, and your mom never cried herself to sleep at the kitchen table. Even when you think about these times, you still can't hate a baby. Stupid cute babies, complicating everything. Week 6. Mrs. Bainbridge called out that last part of the journal a breakthrough. I don't know about that. Maybe she said that because I never talk in her office, so she was excited to see so many feeling words all on one page. I don't really feel like I've broken through anything, though. Really. Maybe some things have broken through me. The thing is, and I don't know if I should say this, the house arrest isn't so bad, pretty much. I've been on house arrest since Levi came home. That's not bad, just how it is. It's not really safe to take him anywhere because of how germs make him so sick so fast. So for months and months we stayed home. No movies, no football games, no restaurants. Well, except sometimes when Mom and Dad stayed with Levi and I could go out with Jose to the gross old mall and we'd go to Game Space so we could try out the new Halo until the manager would yell at us for being there too long and getting pizza grease on the controllers. Once, we snuck into this movie and that one actor said every swear and Jose thought we were going to get in so much trouble. Timothy, we're dead if we get caught. But we didn't get caught. It was so much fun. You know what? Now that I think about it, house arrest stinks. Like way more than I thought before I started writing in this. Stupid journal. Levi can't talk. You know that already. But it's not that he just lies around and doesn't do anything. He still cries and laughs. You just can't hear it. If you think about something that's so funny, you laugh and laugh until you can't make a noise, and so you sort of suck in air and make a clacking noise with your tongue and kind of wheeze with your breath. That's what Levi sounds like when he laughs. When he cries, his face gets all screwed up in a knot. Big tears roll down his cheeks, and wet bursts come from the tube in his neck. He hisses, I guess, like a cartoon snake, or a deflating balloon with lots of slobber in it. He gets so mad and can't make a noise. I want to make the noises for him, because it isn't fair, you know. He should be able to scream when you need to scream. Mac and cheese for dinner. Again. Peanut butter but no bread. Again. Powdered milk and stale cereal. Again. Going to sleep hungry. Again. If Levi has to have a nurse all day every day and all night every night, then why does he have Marisol only twice a week? I'm not a nurse. Mom's not a nurse. We do our best, but we need sleep. Mom needs to work. I need better excuses not to do my homework, like a real kid. I was playing Xbox. My dog ate it. I forgot. Not. My brother has no nurse. Again. I like Marisol, though. When she's here, it's not her fault when she's not here. There are other sick kids, too, and not enough nurses. But still. Week 7. James says there are no rules for this journal. That is more confusing than a wide receiver throwing a pass, James. If I talk in football language, Mrs. B, maybe James will understand more of my words. For weeks it has been, talk more about that day, Timothy. Tell us how you feel, Timothy. Make sure we know you're not a nut job, Timothy. And now it's, there are no rules. Grown-ups are the worst. I hear these little noises, sniffs and sad chirps, a hiccup, a blowing nose. Mom is crying downstairs. I made her cry, okay? I made her cry after I took the family photos off the mantel. I made her cry when I threw the pictures out the door and in the yard. I made her cry when I yelled, "He left and he's never coming back, ever." I said I was sorry after she stopped crying. I picked the pictures up out of the yard. I put them in the trunk of the car with the rest of his stuff I'm hiding in there. Jose came by on his bike, asked me why I was talking to the car, so I admitted it to him. I made Mom cry. It was me this time, not a Bill, not Levi, not from being so tired. I admit it to you too. I made her cry, okay? And then I apologized to a bunch of photos and stuff in the trunk of our car because I didn't want Dad to hate me. Maybe I am a nut job. Oh, great. Now I'm crying too. I hate this journal. A crackle in the breeze. I put down my math book, look out the front door. 2 bags on the mat. A mat that says, "Faux shizzle, welcome to our hizzle." A mat Dad bought because he thought it was funny. A mat Mom hates but won't throw away. 2 bags on the mat, filled with milk and bread and cheese and meat and even some Snickers bars. Then I look down the sidewalk. No one's around. I bring the mystery bag inside. Levi kicks his happy leg. Week 8. I wasn't in juvie very long, just there to be processed and judged, but it felt like ages, eons, eternities. Stars imploded and were reborn, new planets formed. There was a supernova of shame growing inside me, and I thought maybe rays of blinding light would shoot from my fingers as they were pressed onto the fancy inkless pad, and my fingerprints joined the other galaxies of whirls and swirls, trapped in time. "You look cold." "Duh, Mrs. B. It's winter time." "Where's your coat?" "Duh, Mrs. B. My arms have grown 3 sizes since last winter." "Do you need a coat?" "Duh, Mrs. B. But you think I'm gonna ask for one?" "You should take care of yourself. You don't want to get sick." "Duh, Mrs. B. Who wants to get sick?" "Have you had a flu shot?" "Duh, Mrs. B. Who's gonna pay for it?" "You should think about getting one." "Duh, Mrs. B. I think about a lot of things I can't do." "Timothy, are you listening to me?" "Duh, Mrs. B. Are you listening to you?" My mom is late. She'll be right here. My standard lie for new night nurses. My mom will be here when her shift ends in 3 hours. This nurse plopped down a big gulp right on Mom's coffee table, the one that should have a sign, "Use a coaster or you'll be murdered." Wow, Lexi is adorable. She's a cutie. I smelled cigarettes and onions when she opened her mouth. Actually, she's a he, and his name's Levi. Onion Mouth wrinkled her nose, flipped through some pages, sipped her big gulp. "Oh, right, the heart kid." I shook my head. "Airway kid." I pointed to the trach. Onion Mouth smiled. "Where's your bathroom?" I pointed down the hall. Then I called Mom. "Forget the overtime. Please come home. You have to fire the new night nurse." "I know. I know. But she's bad. Real bad." "Okay. Sorry. I know. I know. Bye. Marisol has these crazy fingers. They're long, like longer than normal, and they wrap around things, like maybe she has vines growing inside her. This afternoon, her fingers were twirling crazy shapes in front of Levi's face. She's teaching him sign language. She's giving him a voice. Milk, milk, milk. More, more, more. More milk, more milk, more milk. Marisol said it over and over while her fingers curled, vines squeezing air. Levi stared at her and smiled and swatted at her hands. Levi took his hand, took his tiny fingers that are not like vines, and she tried to shape them into milk, 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 more, 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 more milk, more milk, more milk. But he just wanted the cell phone in the pocket of her scrubs. He likes to push buttons, kinda like me. Ha. I sat next to Marisol and tried to turn my fingers into vines. More, more, more. Milk, milk, milk. More milk, more milk, more milk. Good, said Marisol. Good job, Timothy. She handed me Levi's bottle. Her long fingers touched mine, and for just a second, and the weirdest thing happened. I wanted to hug her, really tight, and feel her hands wrap around me, like vines never letting go. And I wanted to sign more, 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 so she'd never stop hugging me back. Please don't ever tell her.